Bottom line first, if your ERP can't see the shock of the upcoming trade wars coming and adapt in real time, it's not just outdated, it's actively dragging you under.
Okay, so what do we do? This is what we always say. We say, okay, fast time to insight, fast time to adapt. That's key now. That's key now to survive this crisis. Yeah? It's very simple actually. Yeah? You have to understand, we have to understand how does this hit us, our business. Yeah? First thing to ask, okay, are we a US company? Are we a European company? Have we some of our subsidiaries in Europe, in US, in China or whatever, yeah, around the globe? So, and what are the trade relations between them? Which of these trade relations are affected? Which kind of trades do we have? Do we have goods? Do we have services? Because seemingly, as far as I know, you can correct me, services are not affected, just goods, so to say, yeah, materials. But and then we break it down. We break it down. Okay, what is this export, import, good consist of? Yeah, how much of that car, which I produce in the US, for example, yeah, is actually produced in the US, and how much of this car, these components come from abroad. Yeah? And then you have to explode the bill of materials. You have to look, okay, now if 70% of parts come from abroad, how are they taxed then? Or if 30% only of the parts come from abroad, how are they taxed? And then you have to calculate again. You have to add those big taxes into your profit and loss margin. And I would be surprised if there would be any profit left. So it'll be challenging, very challenging. It's not as simple as you think at the first place. Yeah, it's a challenge. Then you have to think, okay, what do I do now with this additional cost? Yeah, do I compensate this from my margin? Profit margin, and actually that's what stock market fears, because that's why stocks are falling, plummeting, tanking like crazy. Yeah. Or can I give part of this cost to the consumer, but then I need pricing power. Yeah, because as you know, if you raise prices, your sales numbers plummet. Yeah, and then you cannot sell enough, because people don't have endless money, yeah, and are only willing to pay so and so much. So you will have to make forecasts. You will have to see, okay, how much pricing power do I have? How much of that price can I give to the consumer? Yeah, and if that doesn't suffice, if you cannot give that increased price to the consumer, and if your margin goes to zero, turns negative, or is too low, what do you have to do? Yeah, maybe you have to lay off, yeah, workers. That's going to be bad, because if you once trigger this layoff cycle, then you go into a recession, and that's what what everybody feared anyways. The U.S. economy to drop into a recession. Yeah. So the odds were not so high in the latest month. Some say yes, some say no. Yeah, some stay optimistic. Tom Lee always was optimistic, but he's silent now for 3 days. So yeah, the odds of a recession have risen dramatically, and that's no joking anymore. Yeah? And at the same time, the odds of rising prices, which is back hitting inflation, so then we have the risk of a stagflation. Stagflation is the worst possible scenario that you want to have in an economy. So then that's also not very funny. Yeah, so let that sink in. Yeah, let that sink in. So this is nothing only filling out tax forms or something like this. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then you need to think, how do I use these insights to adapt fast? Yeah? The faster you get insights, the faster you can adapt. Yeah? And it will affect your business processes. It will affect everything in your company, actually. It's not just text forms. Yeah. So I've made a list. What came to my mind, like procurement and sourcing, for example. Yeah. Tariff. Yeah. Volatility. Make predictable supplier contracts obsolete. Yeah. You have maybe supply contracts, but if you change the complete, so to say, cost for that, you start by zero. Yeah? You have to resource. Yeah? Also, as it said, retaliatory risks. China rare earth embargo hits core industries like EVs, defense, and electronics. So that's going to be fun. And ERP. ERP, systems must now support dynamic sourcing models, alternate supplier scoring, and tariff-inclusive cost simulations. Yeah. Is your ERP able to do that? I doubt. Recommendations: activate real-time vendor intelligence and integrate geopolitical risk scoring into SRM models. That's what we need now. Yeah. That's what we need now. Next one: supply chain planning. Time to react is shrinking. Yeah. As you have seen, reciprocal tariffs start within days, not quarters. Yeah, it's what? Last Wednesday, hey, we will have these tariffs this Wednesday. They will come into effect. A week. Are you kidding me? A week? Yeah. So there's still some hope talking. Yeah, maybe Trump will delay these tariffs because he needs time to negotiate. And then Trump saying, no, they will take effect. Yeah. So that's going to be something. Time to react is shrinking. Material dependency, as I said, there we have them. Samarium, gadolinium, dysprosium. I didn't even know that these rare earth exist, and they sound like from a science fiction novel, but actually these are essential critical rare earths for producing IT technologies, for example. Yeah? Production schedules may collapse overnight if they are potentially blocked from China. They come from China. A lot of that comes from China. I don't know where would you source them if you won't get them anymore. Yeah. Okay. So people hope to source some meteorites or something like this, but we are not thus far advanced yet. So what do you do with your traditional MRP and demand planning logic based on historical demand? It's just worthless. Yeah, it's worthless in this moment because you don't have the possibility to have that scenario. Yeah? Historical demand has not helped you. Yeah? So you need to shift to AI, augmented scenario-based planning. Live integration with custom tariff API data sources becomes essential. So that's gonna be very, very... Okay, sales and distribution. You need to explode your bill of materials, critical items, batteries, rare earth dependent parts, will vanish from inventories. They will be consumed up. And then what do you do? Product margin, if no laptop now not cost $1,000 but $3,500, margin-based pricing must be recalculated on the fly. How do you do that? That's crazy. ATP available to promise. Global pricing engines must absorb sudden cost inflation and stock outs. How do you do that? Do you have an ATP engine available to promise that have this scenario? ATP is challenging enough, complicated enough actually, with all the parameters and and delivery times and stock and calculations and whatever strategies, and some might have stocked up already in, no, that might, we know that many have filled their stock already in preparation for these tariffs, yeah. But yeah, what about those who haven't, yeah? And what if the stock is consumed up, and so on and so on. So we need adaptive pricing engine, yeah, or tariff zones akin to tax localization, and so on and so on. Yeah, as I said, cash management and hoarding capital. Yeah, we might have already inventory hoarding, or we have inventory hoarding at some places. Yeah, just in time will collapse due to just in case. You don't know. Companies may have piled inventory ahead of tariff escalations, or may now wake up to a scarcity situations. Yeah, so that will be real. That will be real. Yeah? And then you have to have a look at your cash, yeah, because in such a crisis, cash is king. Yeah? What do you do without any cash? How do you survive? Yeah? That is going to be very focused point. You need cash. Yeah? If you are good in cash, then you're good. So if you can do anything with your ERP system that helps you to improve your cash or relieve your cash pressure, so that's something, yeah. And as your input cost surge, your cash conversion slows. So you need real-time visibility into liquidity drains, especially in materials-heavy industry, is now a must. Yeah? Integrate AI-driven cash flow forecasting. Use ERP to simulate inventory to cash dynamics under stress. And compliance, trade, and risk management. You have to stay compliant. I mean, doing such a short notice tariff is very near to forcing companies into non-compliance. So I don't know what I should say onto that. But yeah, so that will be very challenging even in organizational means. And new legal entities might be the solution, because you have to maybe restructure globally, yeah, to dodge specific tariffs actually, like shutting down some legal entities, ramping up some legal entities, which is not done overnight. You need audit grade traceability, new rules, VAT difference, yeah, spark and surge in audit trail demands if you have international business. It's going to be very challenging, even a nightmare. Trade compliance must move from bolt-on tools to core architecture. Rules change weekly now. So if you don't have a good integration of global trade services and compliance engines with live policy feeds, that's going to be very hard. Yeah, it's going to be very hard. So, what do we do? As I said, fast time to insight, fast time to adapt. This is what I say. We are not good anymore with just traditional ERP as a system of records. That's now. Now it's not only outdated, yeah, it is sand-sacking you. What we need now is an insight-led ERP. Yeah? An ERP that gives you fast time to insights and the possibility of fast time to adapt. If you have a system landscape that consists of many system parts and interfaces, custom and so on, this will at least sandbag you, at least, sandbag you, yeah, that's the right term. Sandbag you the least, or even crush you. Yeah, that can be very hard. But when you have an ERP that is an insight-led ERP, yeah, in real time, fast time to insight, fast time to adapt, because you are connected to the data sources, you are connected to and you can react, you can see your processes, yeah, if your processes are compliant, if your processes, and you have to revisit your actually processes. You have to check your processes. Are your processes now still up to date, or do you need to change them? Yeah, we have discussed many of these. situations, and in just these minutes and this live stream. So it's not an option anymore. Yeah? But let's not give into fear. There's always a way out. But we have to be very focused. We have to be very diligent, and we have to do our homework. Do it now, and not postpone it until better times or whatever. Yeah? And yeah, so good luck out there, and let me know what you think.